Welcome back, fellow newshounds. I'm Groftykins, and here I try to bring you some of the news from the world's hotspots. Today, North Korea is expected to launch another full-range ICBM as early as tomorrow, and Japan doubts US defence commitment. This coming Saturday, the 9th of September, will mark the anniversary of North Korea's foundation. Kim Jong-un's regime has a reputation for conducting headline-grabbing tests of one kind or another on what the country considers special occasions. This time, experts are predicting that he may well launch a long-range ICBM, this time using a normal trajectory. Previous tests have been conducted using a high launch angle, which has resulted in the missiles coming down into the sea surrounding the region. Then, a short time ago, North Korea sent a ballistic missile directly over the Japanese island of Hokkaido, causing an air raid warning to be broadcast as it approached. Although the missile broke up, it is not certain whether this was a failure or in fact a deliberate act to hide their capabilities. Now the natural progression would be for North Korea to test its next ICBM at a normal range and a normal angle to see how the warhead reacts to the rigours of re-entry. This would of course involve a flight of thousands of miles, and it would probably have to overfly Japan and other Pacific nations to complete the task. Additionally, no one is sure exactly what direction the missile could take, and there is always the risk that the flight will be seen as an act of aggression, particularly if it is headed towards the waters off the coast of mainland America, or even the island of Guam. In that case, there would be an instant and massive retaliatory strike against North Korea that, whether conventional or nuclear, would turn the whole region into a full-scale war zone. And of course, if the expected test does take place, there is no way of knowing whether or not it will actually be carrying a functional payload. Let's hope the experts are wrong, but reports have come out in the last couple of days of an ICBM being moved and readied for a possible launch, and North Korea issued a statement saying that the US can expect more gift packages. With each test that the hermit regime carries out, they learn more and more, and it is only a matter of time before they develop a fully functioning nuclear arsenal. This is of course precisely what Kim Jong wants, in the belief that it is the only way to deter US aggression against him and his country. Indeed, North Korea has consistently said they will never put their nuclear and ballistic missile programs on the negotiating table. This creates a major problem. Either the US and their allies deal with North Korea quickly, using either sanctions or military action, or they end up having to accept them as a country that has become a nuclear power. US Defense Secretary Jim Mattis spoke with his Japanese counterpart immediately after the North's latest nuclear test, and stated that America's commitment to defending Japan was ironclad, and the former Defense Minister of Japan said that the US cannot possibly let North Korea become a full-fledged nuclear power, so has no choice but to stop them. If, however, the North Korean problem is not solved swiftly, one way or the other, then time will run out, and the US will no longer be able to act as a credible nuclear deterrent for both Japan and South Korea. It would then cause Japan and South Korea to seek their own nuclear arsenal, thus initiating a rapid and dangerous arms race across the entire region. A top expert in Japan said that even now we have logical doubts about how much the United States will commit to our defence. The big question, of course, is whether the US will tolerate North Korea possessing a nuclear arsenal with the ability to hit the American mainland. And if the answer is no, then how far are they willing to go to stop them? If we bring things down to the bare facts, it may well become a choice of conducting a massive preemptive strike against Kim's regime to stop the threat to the US, while realising that this would almost certainly result in the destruction of the capital of South Korea and probably Tokyo in Japan as well. So would America sacrifice its allies in the region to stop the threat before it is too late? The days ahead are probably the most tense the region has seen so far in this ongoing crisis, and I will do my best to keep you informed, so hit that subscribe button for further updates. And don't forget, the world is watching, so please be kind to each other.